Hello everybody, this is Trina. This is episode number 6 and I'm getting so close to being done. I'm so excited. So these are my cake pictures and he was so very slow when he was doing like his cake. We got a cake specifically for him for his first birthday. It was actually a freebie from Safeway, which was awesome. So for first birthdays specifically. So anyways, yeah, he like when we first set it down, he's like not sure what to do, and then like I kind of had to show him, you can eat it. So I let him. He just picked at it for so long, and then all of a sudden his dad like took a bite of it, and he was like, "Okay, well I'll try that." And then he's like, "Oh, that's pretty good." So then he grabbed a handful. It was hilarious. So he was very slow at it. So I do have a lot of pictures because it was a process for him to actually, uh, start getting into his cake. But yeah. Anyway, so I have a lot of pictures, and it took me forever to figure out what I wanted to do. And then I was like, wait a minute, I have just enough pictures to have another like partial pocket page in there. So that's what I was like, okay, well, I'm going to try a couple of different ideas for the pocket page, and then, we'll see which one works. And I was going to leave it as 6, but I didn't have that many photos because I didn't want too many, open spots, and I didn't want too many photos in one page. So I tried these to see kind of, how that would work. I trimmed it down so that there was, 12 photos on the or I want to say the flip flap. It's not a flip flap. The middle page protector. And then I end up trimming it down to where there's 8. I did try like the horizontal or the vertical version, and then I did a horizontal version, and I love this idea of it going across and whatnot, but yeah, I didn't need like the back side of this smaller page protector was going, not the back side, but behind it was going to be another full page. So I didn't want a whole nother page protector full of, photos. So I decided, I was just kind of deciding what pictures I wanted where, and just kind of what order I wanted them in. And it just seemed like too much because I didn't have anything on the back side of that. So then that's when I decided to cut it down to where it just holds 8 photos. So that is one thing that you guys can do with your page protectors. Of course, these ones are, they have a 9 grid, so it's, pretty easy to cut them down. But you can cut them to where it holds, you know, your perfect amount. I could have cut it just down the straight down the first row and just had it hold 6 photos, which would have worked too. But I didn't want to do that. So you can see you could do 6 photos. You could probably do, let's see, 4 photos total, like that's including front and back. You could do just 4 photos. You could do 6 photos. You could do 8 photos. You could do, I would assume you could do 10 photos if you did like a single pocket on the top and then 2 on the, on the next one, and then 2 on the next one. So you could do, you can mix and match these particular ones really well, or, to what you need. So, anyways, you could do 12. You can just trim off 1 pocket if you need it, or 2 pockets. It's just the options are limitless. So, okay, not limitless because, I kind of, know my math, but still. So this is the Make It From Your Heart. I believe this is volume 3. Let me look real quick just so you guys are up to date on that. It is volume 3. And this has all the layouts for 12 by 12s in it. And so I just spent a little time going through and trying to figure out which one I wanted to base my page off of, and this is going to be the left side of the page. So I'm going to have my pocket on the right. So the two pocket pages, well, the pocket page and the partial pocket page is going to be in this, like in the middle of the two full-size pages. So like traditional layout pages. So I am going through my papers and kind of trying to figure out exactly what I want to use. And these ones just, I picked them because I have two of them, and then I was just like, that's not working. It's just so bright. I just can't use that. So that's when I pulled out the Stargazer paper pack. I was so excited when I found this because it has the same red color, it has the same blue color. It's actually, I think that's Pacifica, not Sapphire, but I'm perfectly fine with that. It's not going to hurt anything. So, and it's got the dark gray, and I didn't pull in the yellow this time because I just wanted to do a different layout than I did the last one. So with his presents, I stuck to Sapphire, Canary, and I think that was Canary. That might have been something else. I don't remember. I don't know if I had that color in an ink pad or not. No, I think it was Canary. It was either Canary or some bright yellow that we had at the time. I don't remember. But it was through Close to My Heart, and this is through Close to My Heart as well. But yeah, I'm very excited that I had these in my little kit that I put together for his birthday photos, and so I had like what were they called? They're little test pages or whatever, where you just get sample pages. That's it, sample papers. Anyways, I had those in my pack, and I was like, wait a minute here, I've got the same colors in this pack. So then I was like, you know what? It may be, stargazing and, space oriented or themed, but not all the pages are that way. And honestly, if you cut, like this gray one, it's got the solar system on it. Once you trim it down to the smaller pieces or use it as a photo frame, you don't even notice. So I figured you don't know that it's star themed or space themed, if you use the right papers. So I was excited about that. So yeah, it makes it work. Definitely makes it work. And I love how it turned out too. So that's a huge plus. So what I'm doing is I have figured out kind of the layout that I wanted to do, and I am cutting down the paper, the pocket cards from this paper, and I'm laying out the pocket cards the same way I would the full, like, second, like, page 2 of the double-sided 12 by 12 layout. His layouts are 8.5 by 11, so I do adjust for that, and then I do adjust for the pocket pages as well. So I just kind of recreate the right hand side of the page with pockets. So you kind of see how that happens throughout. I'm not sure if I have a photo of the layout or not. The Make It From Your Heart-Vol.3 is from Close to My Heart. I'll leave the link down in the description box below to those. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4, I believe. I believe I have 3 and 4, and then somewhere I have another one. which I'm going to have to find because I could swear that I thought I had a reflections book, which is very similar. It's not the same, but it's very similar to the, that's really strange because I could swear I had one. Now I'm gonna have to look for it. I don't know where it went. I mean, there's only so many places it could be, but, you know. Anyway, so they've got a couple of reflections. I don't know if the reflections are still in the catalog, but I'm pretty sure that they are in online. If they are, when you click on the link to the volume 3, it should take you, you know, kind of to that area, the idea book area, or patterns and ideas or something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but so again, I'm just, you know, pulling out my colors. And I do end up kind of fiddling with this a little bit because the pocket pages are spread out, so there's like blank spots in between, you know, spaces in between the pockets. And so in order to get it to work out right, I kind of have to fiddle with it and, you know, extend some, and, you know, it's just, it's an interesting way that it happens. See, you can kind of see it coming together, and I'm just laying this out on top of the photos because I want to get the general idea out. I don't want it to be cluttered with the photos right now, so I'm just, you know, kind of just laying out the basic layout, and then I will adjust it from there. As you can see, that ring light there just likes to bounce off of anything reflective, so while it does, it lights up my space perfectly, and I can adjust it to brighter or dimmer, but it does reflect. It does reflect a lot. That was one of the issues that I was having, but you know, honestly, I think I've gotten over it. I've gotten over with it. I've accepted that it's not going to be perfect. I can't afford the huge lights, or nor do I have space for them in my room, so, or my, you know, crafting space, so this is just what it's gonna have to be. So I'm really thankful that I did get the ring light. It works lovely for lighting. I would have to say I think I got a 10-inch ring light, and it's got the adjustable tone and color or brightness, so that's really handy dandy. I didn't want these to be too bright for you guys because, you know, then you wouldn't really be able to see it. It'd be hard to watch, but that's why I was trying to find a perfect brightness for every, you know, all of the different parts. When I show up close, I wanted to take that into consideration too. So right now I'm kind of just, you know, trying to figure out what I want. I'm using the idea on the Make It From Your Heart page. I'm using it, but I don't want to like copy it exactly. I like layers, and so I just kind of wanted to make sure that I got my layers in. It just kind of helps bring it to life, I think. So I'm trimming everything down. Trying to make sure everything's the same size between top and bottom. Alright, so I think I go ahead and I think this might be where I'm figuring out that it's not all gonna fit perfectly um, on the pages here, or the little pocket cards, but I don't know. Because if as you can, the way I had it set up was that the red and white stripe, were down on top of the blue, and I didn't do that. I, or maybe it was just right above it. But when I put it all together, it doesn't line up straight, so it's kind of like, wait, what? Because a whole sheet is totally different from the pocket sheet, because the whole sheet, fits in one pocket. It doesn't have any breaks in the center, so I was trying to make, all this fit the same on the right as it is on the left, and it just doesn't fit. So I go ahead and kind of put the left side together, and then I end up, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with the right side. I don't carry this same layout, into the next page. I think I just do this two-page layout. So it's a traditional pocket page, or yeah, traditional page and a pocket page. So I figured that'd probably be plenty for, one video. I had to speed it up 4 times the speed, just simply because it took me about 3 hours to complete this layout. Um, Altogether, that's actually not that bad, considering I was, using a guide and then having to, tweak it and make it work. But so this is kind of where I realized this is not going to work with the upper one, because the upper ones are different from, the lower ones, so I'm not sure exactly how I would do that. The red's not going to be like directly on. These bottom ones work out really well. Like it because they were at the bottom, they worked out perfect. Like I wish the top ones would have, worked out that way. But see how that works? At the very top of that piece there, it throws it off. Like what I needed to do was lift it up to the top of the thing, and it took a long time for me to figure that out, so I just skipped through it. I had cut these these pictures in half, and the ones on the left hand side there, and that's just kind of a picture of the birthday party, but I decided I didn't want it in half, like I didn't need it in a pocket, and that's, you know, you live and learn, so I do end up taping that back together. You'll see how that goes. I picking out any of I just kind of wanted to, see if it worked with, see, I love how that works. I love how it works. Anyways, when I had them all in there just so that I could see, if it all looked right together. And I love how it worked. So, uh, very excited about that. And this was on one of the pockets from the pocket page cutout. I think that's what it's called, pocket card cutout. Picture my life page. Um, Anyways, so I used those as an accent. It worked out perfectly. It matches the red stripe, and it looks great. And it brings out that, an orangey red color. So, and here I go taping it together. It works out pretty decent. I mean, it still has a line in it, but yeah. Oh well. Oh well, it won't hurt anything. So this is another one of the cut apart pockets. Pockets. That's not what I'm meaning. I'm meaning it's a definitely a cut apart. These are the fancy tags dies from Close to My Heart. These things, I tell you what, I will be using these for the, next couple centuries. Centuries? Not centuries. I lost the word. I did not get good sleep last night, guys. I really didn't. I got horrible sleep, so you'll have to forgive me. I can't remember anything. Decades, that's the word. I'll be using these for the next couple of decades. They are amazing. Like there's everything that you could possibly need in a tag in these sets. So I'm very excited about that. So I did take a couple of the cut apart picture my life pieces, cards, and made some tags out of them. One of them says good times and the other one is a stripe. You don't even really see the stripe once I get it, down, but excuse me. And I think for the most part, I just, stick them down. I don't worry too much about you know, what it's going to look like as long as I use the same, because I have the base layout done already, as long as I use the same colors, patterns, and you don't do like too much of one color, it balances it out really well. So I don't really have to worry too much about that as far as like backing the photos and or matting the photos and that kind of thing. It all goes well, and it really, makes the pocket page fit with the page on the, the full page and still be a pocket page because, that's the point of the pocket page is to get as many photos on as you can on there, but not have to do a traditional, layout. So even though I kind of did a traditional layout, I just made it more difficult, I guess. I still like how it works better because then it kind of makes all of the, the individual photos, like two that I'm working with up here at the top, they're not the same as the, the ones with him, picking at the cake. So it, I don't know, it allows them to be their own photo and their own time in, at the party while still joining in with the same color scheme. So it kind of pulls it all together. Even though they're, different photos, they kind of have a different exposure, different quality. Um, so I kind of like that. I am definitely getting a lot of these photos scrapped though. Like I actually have the last one done. I'm very excited about that. And then I think I will I have a couple of pages in his album that kind of need doctored, and I kind of wanted to do you know, a doctor your old layouts. Video, and so we'll see how that goes. So this is a vellum here that, oh, Close My Heart doesn't offer it anymore, but how do I explain it? It is a vellum that I used in his uh, his presents layouts. So I wanted to kind of include that here too, not only because it just adds a little bit of um, softness to the page, but it also, brings in something that the rest of his birthday photos, have in them or with them as well. So it just kind of brings it in and makes it all nice and balanced. Softens the edges a little bit. Yeah, I tried for this polka dot and I couldn't bring myself to use it. It had too many different colors on it. Ooh, my goodness. I apologize for all the yawning, guys. Girls, guys, gals, girls, guys. Rough night last night. I don't know what it was, but I just couldn't sleep. And then my cat woke me up this morning because somebody had left the freezer. Let's say we have ice in the door. Well, the little lid that closes the freezer was left open, like it didn't shut itself like it's supposed to. And so I heard this morning, right when I was going back to sleep, trying to get a couple hours worth of good sleep. Right in the middle of that, I hear ice land on the floor. I'm like, oh my gosh. So then I have to get up and go shut that and pick up all the ice. And by then I'm like frozen. And then the cat's like, oh, mom's awake. Yay. So then she's over here on my bed trying to clean herself. And all I'm just like, oh my gosh. So then I finally eventually had to kick her off my bed because she kept doing it. Like I'd tell her to stop and she'd stop for like right until I was just going back to sleep, and then she would do it start again. I was just like, okay, enough. Enough. You have to go. You have to go. So, yeah. Needless to say, right as soon as I got to go back to sleep, then my son's up having breakfast. The microwave, fridge, cupboard. Ugh, silverware drawer, like I could hear everything. So I was just like, you know what? Forget it. I'm just gonna get up. I just so wanted to go back to sleep. I'm still tired. I can feel it in my head. It just feels all clogged and groggy. Well, most people do drink coffee to solve that problem. I don't drink coffee. So I don't drink tea. All of it upsets my stomach. So I don't go there. I don't need an upset stomach on top of being tired. That would just be awful. So I think if I can sneak in a nap uh, a little bit later, that might work. Or just kind of lay low for the day and just have like a movie day or something like that, which, I mean, I'm not starting that off with movies, but hopefully you guys can enjoy this, even though my mind is not all the way here. All right, so we are kind of on the home stretch here. I do actually end up journaling on some of these, and you can see that some of them are like stark, white. Like they're not actually white, it's like a gray. But it has like white splatters on it. And it's, it's title time. So my title is very unique. It's Happy First Birthday. It's so very unique. I know. Actually, I didn't really know what to put. I mean, he had, I didn't really have much of a title on his other, pages. So, Happy First Birthday kind of just, lets everybody know what the next couple of, layouts are all about. And, it works. Somehow I was gonna do like happy birthday or happy first birthday or something like that, but happy just didn't. I guess it could have worked. And I was contemplating doing two different alphas and it just didn't seem right, so I was just like, okay, well. So now I'm trying birthday down here at the bottom. I guess I could have put the first down there, but I ended up thinking that was just too much, so I just do birthday there. And I just use my liquid glass, and I do fiddle with this a little bit, this part here. I end up going for a smaller font instead of a larger font. Put all those back. Try it again. And I do change this up a bit. But at least I get all of them out here and know that that's kind of what I want to do. I would have to say I have been using these stickers a lot with these with these birthday pages. I'm surprised. I mean, I got them from Michael's. I can't remember if they're half off or not, but and the happy doesn't stay there, just so you know. Because then I was like, happy birthday. And I'm like, that's just like kind of really generic. That doesn't even tell which birthday it is. So then that's like, well, maybe I need to put first in there. So then I don't remember when yep, there, that's what I was doing. I was trying to find first. So then I use my paper piercer and just kind of pick off the happy, which I really should have, um, started from the bottom, which I realize. And I don't want it clear over to the edge because I want it to look like it's supposed to be there, not necessarily, you know, accidentally there or just kind of smushed in there. I want it to look purposeful, so I don't want it too close to the edge. And that is pretty much what it's going to look like. I'm going to go ahead and stick down the plastic. I think these are, yeah, they are Heidi Swap letters. I don't know the font. I got them at Tuesday Morning like ages ago. And of course I have to clear out my lid with a pin. I have to change out my pin and make it all work and all that good stuff. But I do just kind of fill it with my liquid glass and then put it down and let it dry. A couple of them I actually end up having to like put a block on to keep it down, just because the paper, pieces are all different, depths and thicknesses and stuff. So here we go with the Y, and like I said, it's pretty easy. You just, I mean, especially with that extra fine point tip, it goes on so easily. Like, it's way better than anything that I've used before. So, I mean, once you get the top unclogged. I have heard that, I mean, I think it's because of how much I have in the thing and how often I do or don't use it, but mine clogs a lot. Like, it clogs often. I have to clean it out every time I go to use it, but it might just be because of how often I, use it, because I'll use it and then I don't use it for, like a few days, and then I'll have to clear it out again, and then I'll have to use it, and then I wait for a few days, and I think that's just a few days. I don't use it as often as if I did use it more often, I'm assuming it wouldn't clog as often. So just life. So when you see me going back through there, I'm just kind of cleaning up the excess, anything that squishes out from underneath the letter, because it dries shiny, so I kind of want to make sure that's cleaned up. But yeah, that is my title. So happy first birthday. I totally could have put Kobe on there, but this is technically his album, so I don't know. I just didn't. So now I'm kind of looking at it and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I need some bling of some sort, like something. Oh, I did put that, I forgot I put the little bracket on the one side of the happy, just so that it kind of felt like it was supposed to be there. You know what I mean? Like it felt like part of the group. But I like how that turned out too. It was like the perfect size to fit the happy in there, so it just kind of like grouped happy right in there perfectly. So let's see, I don't know what, it's a surprise, I don't know what's coming next. Oh, I'm stamping. Okay, so I have a date stamp, and it didn't turn out, it didn't stamp like I'd hoped it would, but that's okay. I just kind of go grab a pen and go and fix it. So I don't have one that goes back to like 2002 or 2003, which is what this is. And so I decided, you know what, it does have a spot where it's 20 with an underline, and you can write in the year. So that's kind of what I did. It doesn't really bother me all that much. It does the job. So now I added, I think his name's Marlin. I added Marlin up there because, he did have a Nemo birthday, so that's what I'm working on. And the tags. I definitely want to put some things in the tags. Of course, my my twine has been rolled up for ages, so it has little bends in it, but I'm assuming, once it gets, once time hits it, it'll straighten out a bit. So I decided to go for a white one and a gray one. I probably should have switched them, but I didn't. So that's what we get. And then, yeah, after, I think that's pretty much all I do for the left-hand side, and then I go ahead and add some journaling and maybe some bling. I don't know if I do some bling on the right-hand side or not. I guess I could probably look at the layout and give you guys a little sneaky, but I haven't, so, or I won't. I'm not going to. So I'm going ahead and using my T-square ruler, yeah, that would work. A T-square ruler, and I found my little Arteza fine, I want to say fine liner pens. I don't know what the heck they're called. I don't even know if they have anything on the side of them. Oh, they do. Fine liner. They are fine liners. In two different gray colors. I wanted to do a darker gray for the lines and then lighter gray for the words, for the journaling part. And so I'm just kind of using my T-square ruler to make straight lines that are fairly even, which whoever decided to use the T-square ruler in their scrapbooking, you are amazing. Like this thing, I would totally suggest getting one if you don't like, making your own journaling cards because of the lines and all that kind of stuff. It's so handy. And squaring your photos and squaring extra pieces of, paper to, next to paper. It's just like, it's amazing. It's amazing. So now, when I'm not sure what to write. I kind of hesitate because I'm just like, I don't want to just, start writing. But then I was like, okay, well, what do I want to write about? What do I want to say? What do I want to say? I want to say that you took forever. I want to say that Gobi took forever. But you did eventually figure it out. Because he did, he literally the very bottom, he took the very little tiniest piece on his finger and he would taste it. And then he would take another little tiny piece and taste it. It was just like, oh my goodness, kid. He'd never had a cake to himself before, so it was just like he took his sweet little time. But yes, that was... I can't remember what all I do, but I am coming up on the end of this video. So while I am embellishing, I hope you guys have a lovely day, and I hope you guys are excited as I am for me to get these first birthday photos done. I'm not done. I am done as of this voiceover, but I am not done in this video. I have one more to do, and I hope you guys liked the video. Bye!